Finding a suitable drum machine can be quite complicated, but luckily here's my small guide to find your perfect drum machine. What's up everyone, Jonas here for Thomann synthesizers, and in today's video I am diving into one of my favorite topics again, drums. I'm going to check out 4 different drum machines because they serve a different purpose, have different functions, and I would use them in different situations. Let's start with the one which is crazy in sound design but can be easily used in live performances as well. So here we have the Pulsar by Soma, which is perhaps the most famous of their instruments in my opinion, but yeah, for a reason. And I love this machine. Actually, I owned one of the first versions in orange a couple years ago, but sold it during Corona. And yeah, funny backstory, I sold it to Flume, and now it's currently like touring and playing a lot of festivals. And yeah, it's nice to see that my gear made it somewhere. But nevertheless, this is like the newer version. It's a little bit cheaper, but with the same sound characters. And I think it's a really versatile machine because you also have the possibilities of using patch cables from the modular, but in general you can link everything and you don't need actually patch cables. I will show you later on. You can also use your hands. So here are the 4 voices, the bass drum, bass, snare drum and hi-hat. Perhaps after tweaking it, it's not a bass drum anymore or a snare drum, so you can twist the sounds a lot in my opinion. So let's check them out real quick. Here's the bass drum. You can use the tuning, the pitch bend and drive, and of course attack and release. Here is the bass, currently with an effects on, and you can also shape the sound. Here is the snare drum, which I think is really beautiful, but it's kind of subjective maybe because it's not wooden at all. It's more like metallic, noisy, but I think you can use it really good in tracks, and that's how it sounds like. And here is the hi-hat, which is maybe even more metallic and more industrial, but I think with a really nice texture. So let's jam a little bit. Up next we have one of my favorite sound design drum machines, and this one is quite rough and analog as well in my opinion, but incredibly amount of fun to play with. The difference here to the Soma Pulsar is that it has also an internal sequencer, which is really useful and handy in my opinion, but also you can use a lot of modulation on the different voices. In here you have the effects control, which is now set to delay, but you can also change this. And here you will find not only volume but also the compression, which is really cool if you play live and you need some more volume and tightness. So let's check out the voices. This one here is functioning as the bass at the moment, but you can also change the sound or the tonal texture, let's say. Let's check out the kick drum. This one here is the clap at the moment. And hi-hat. So let's jam a little bit. The next one is perhaps my favorite tool to play live. Here we have the Tr8s by Roland, and it's a little different to the Tr8, which is only based on the 808 sounds. But here you can also store your samples and work with them, which makes this drum machine, in my opinion, the perfect live performance tool. Perhaps I would even say that this is not personally a drum machine for my productions, because it's not a sound design machine or generator, let's say. I think it's all about the live performance and the jamming experience, because everything is really intuitive and hands-on, and this makes it really easy and fun to play with. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 different slots we can load samples in. Well, typically you can also like go for bass drum, snare drum, low tom, mid tom, high tom, etc. But also you can load in 11 different chords and play with it, or just kick drums or whatever. So you're basically really free in the use. And those slots have different parameters you can work with on the fly. You can assign the control, but also you have the decay of the sound and the tuning of the sound. And I think this is really nice, especially for live situations, to create some tensions, especially on hi-hats and rides, to keep it short and open it again, so you can have some variations during the performance. So here's the kit I've loaded into my pattern. Kick drum, yeah, like a tom, bass, really big bass actually, a chord, rim shot, kind of really harsh clap kind of noise, little transient, here is the open hat or kimbo, also assigned to reverb and the delay on the effect section above. So let's jam a little bit with it. And last but not least, one of my favorite drum machines inside the studio to create drums for tracks. Here we have the Roland Tr8s, which is my go-to drum machine for a lot of my productions and tracks, because it has a really clean and punchy sound, and you can do a lot of sound design with it because it's an FM drum machine. So the variety of different sound is really huge. The Roland drum is coming with 6 channels, which is really nice to layer things, and you can actually arrange whole drum patterns with it. But if you have this approach, then it's coming with one big disadvantage in my opinion. So you just have one left and right output and not for the single channels, which could be really useful if you want to record the whole drum arrangement. Another disadvantage is actually that you have a really reduced menu to create and work on the single sounds or channels. So you're at the same time only able to work on one or tweak one channel. So you have to select a specific channel, and then you can work on the, let's say, decay or the bend time or the noise of it. I think perhaps the Roland drum is coming with this kind of layout and workflow, perhaps because it was never really produced for electronic music artists that work maybe different to acoustic drummers, and perhaps this was an idea to replace acoustic drums, because you have pads and you can play these at the same time. And actually it's really fun to connect an octa track or different sequencer to it and send MIDI CC messages to the Roland drum, because then you can actually go really wild. So let's check it out. That's it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you have any questions or thoughts, then please feel free to shoot them down in the comment section and I will get back to you. So thanks for watching, and until next time.